You ever look at your bank account at the end of the month and just wonder where all the money actually went? I'm not talking about the big obvious purchases. I mean the quiet little drains you can't quite put your finger on. Well, today we're going on the inside. We're running an investigation into the silent theft that's happening in our own finances. Seriously, it's the question that keeps so many of us up at night. You work hard, you earn a good income, you're not out there buying yachts every weekend, so why does it feel like you're running on fumes? The truth is, there is a heist going on, but the culprits are masters of disguise. And that's the whole trick. The real heist isn't one big, dramatic event like a fancy vacation. Nope. It's the slow, steady bleed from the totally normal decisions and expenses that society has convinced us are just part of life. These are the leaks we don't even think to question. So our investigation starts with an inside job. Because the first set of culprits, they aren't outside forces at all. They're the little glitches in our own thinking, the cognitive biases that are hardwired into our brains, tricking us into wasting money without a second thought. Okay, first up, meet the sunk cost fallacy. Just think about that cheap gadget you bought online. You know the one. It barely works. So why is it still taking up space in your junk drawer? Simple. Because you paid for it. This little brain glitch convinces us that walking away from a bad investment, no matter how small, is the real waste. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. See, keeping that broken thing doesn't get your money back. All it does is cost you space and mental energy. It feels like you're being thrifty, but it's a total illusion. And the second inside man, confirmation bias. You can think of this as your brain acting like a personal hype man for all your worst financial ideas. The second you decide you want something expensive, your mind immediately gets to work, finding every possible reason to justify it. You see this all the time. We try to dress up our desires in smart-sounding language, but let's be real. That designer bag or that super high-end office chair, it's not going to generate income for you. It's not an investment. It's just a really nice thing. And you know what? That is totally okay. The key is just to be honest with yourself about what it really is. A purchase, not a financial strategy. Now, these internal biases are pretty powerful on their own, but they get really expensive when they team up with our next set of culprits, the societal scripts. These are the big life milestones that come with enormous and, frankly, often unquestioned price tags. Welcome to the high cost of just being normal. Taking out a mortgage, right? It feels like the standard step into adulthood. But we get so focused on the sticker price of the house and what that monthly payment looks like, we almost never stare into the eyes of the real monster, the hidden cost lurking over the next 30 years. Look at that. On that $450,000 loan, assuming a 4% interest rate, you will pay over $323,000 in interest alone. That's like buying a whole other, smaller house that you never get to live in. The bigger the loan the bank convinces you to take, the more you feed this hidden beast. And what about getting engaged? That whole idea of spending a few months' salary on a diamond ring? Yeah, that wasn't some ancient tradition. It was one of the most brilliant marketing campaigns of the 1930s. Here's the thing. Lab-grown diamonds are chemically identical, they're visually indistinguishable, and they cost 30 to 70% less. And then there's the wedding itself. It's a wonderful day, but it's also a massive industry. Between the venue upcharges for stuff you thought was included and all that social pressure to have a perfect Instagram-worthy event, the costs just spiral. And the most tragic waste here isn't even the money. It's starting a lifelong partnership under a cloud of debt from day one. All right, time to unmask the sneakiest thieves of them all. These aren't huge one-time expenses. They're the small, recurring fees you pay for modern life. Let's call it the convenience tax. They feel like nothing, but they are designed to bleed you dry, drop by drop. Just take the phone upgrade. That small monthly payment is genius, isn't it? It makes a $1,000 device feel cheap. But once you get on that 2-year upgrade treadmill, the cost absolutely explodes. Over a decade, you could spend an extra $5,000, $6,000, even $7,000 for features you probably never even noticed you had. And how about that little pop-up at checkout? Add an extended warranty? Here's the secret they don't want you to know. Those things are almost pure profit for the company. Most products don't break during that specific period. So instead of paying them, pay yourself. Build your own little repair fund. If something breaks, great, you're covered. If it doesn't, that money is still yours.
Oh, and subscriptions. The classic slow leak. We don't pay for what we actually watch, we pay for the idea of having infinite choice. Think about this. Around 10% of people are paying for 5 or more streaming services all at the same time. I mean, how much can you possibly watch?
The average American spends over $550 a year on these services. You just got to ask yourself, are you really getting that much value? Or are you just paying for platforms you haven't even logged into for months? It might be time for an audit. So, we've identified the culprits. We've seen the traps in our own minds, the scripts society writes for us, and the hidden taxes on convenience. But, pointing fingers is the easy part. The real question is, how do you stop the heist? How do you become the mastermind of your own money? And this is the absolute key to everything. This is not about being a cheapskate or depriving yourself of everything you enjoy. It is about making a fundamental shift from being a passive consumer who just unconsciously follows the script to being an active decision maker. It's about making sure every single dollar you spend actually aligns with the life you want to live. So here it is, your game plan, your personal counter-heist strategy. It's 3 simple steps. First, know your own mind. Be aware of those biases. Second, put every single normal expense on trial and ask if it's really right for you. And third, once in a while, audit all those little convenient leaks that add up over time. This invisible heist is happening right now, silently, in the background of your life. But you, right now, have the power to stop it. And it doesn't start with some drastic budget cut. It starts with just one question. So, what's it going to be? What's the one normal thing you'll choose to investigate this week?